Hello everybody and welcome to World Monologue Games. You are watching the main professional category here this evening. My name is Pete Mlickie. I am the creator of the games. I'm just going to say a few words about how it all works and what the games is, and then I'll hand over to our performers. So World Monologue Games is an acting competition and showcase that was set up in 2020, and actors submit a video of themselves performing a monologue. We get them judged, and the best performances according to the judges get selected for our regional finals, which you're watching. We are putting on 21 shows across 6 categories in the regionals, and this is the 5th and final show in the main professional category. You do see the same performer more than once in World Monologue Games shows sometimes because the actors can submit multiple times and sometimes they get selected more than one time. You might also see the same script being performed by more than one actor because they can choose whatever they like. Do please note that there is often strong language and adult themes and kind of messed up stuff at the game, so if you're triggered by anything in particular, it might be in this show, so please do be warned. If you want to show us a little bit of love, please hit the like button, give us a subscription, leave a message in the chat, send us a comment if you're not watching this live. It's a really great way of supporting the event, and the actors always appreciate the feedback and encouragement. You guys get to vote as our viewers, so I will come back on at the end of the show after the performers and just explain a little bit more about how that process works. But that's enough from me, I reckon. So everybody, I hope you enjoy the final show in the main professional category for the World Monologue Games 2022 Regional Finals.
You can't understand how it feels to not be able to have something that you want so much. To wake up every morning wishing that you had made different choices. That someone had told you, warned you that you can't have it all. You never could have. It's just not possible. The other day in Sainsbury's, right, this woman was shouting at her kid. I mean, it was a baby, no more than a year old, and its dummy had fallen, slipped out of its mouth, by accident. And the woman grabbed hold of it and shoved it back in really hard. And then she lifted her hand and her fingers slapped the side of its face. "Don't do that," she says. "Don't do that." And the baby giggled and smiled, and I could just see her hand going up, and I stared at her like, "What do you think you're doing?" And she looked at me. She dropped her hand. And she laughed. And she said, "Kids, you know what they're like." Sometimes I'll just stare at the garden and imagine kids. Our kids. Running about in the summer. Bare feet dragging through the grass. Sticky fingers. Big toothy smiles. Or I'll see a heavily pregnant woman and I want it to be me. I want to know how that feels. To have that inside you, to be special. So that everyone knows that you are growing something new inside you. To be a mother. A mum. And it hurts. It hurts to know that I'm never going to be that special.
Fight. You really want me to talk so bad. Do you want to know why I haven't said a peep for almost 20 minutes now? Well, it's because I don't talk to racists. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Racist, bigot, prejudiced person. Aw, don't give me that look. What do you expect me to think, huh? Here we are, sitting in customs, and you standing over me, trying to intimidate me with your, 400 pounds? Into what? Admitting my elderly mother is a terrorist because she's using medication. How strange for an 80-year-old, huh? Because she is the wrong color. If you ask me, yeah, she's the wrong color. And wrong age, wrong gender, wrong career, wrong everything. Because people like you love to make life hard for people like us. I can't imagine what you think my mother has done that requires you to hold my whole family in custody for hours. But I'm done talking to you, sir. There's nothing else to say.
Oh, fuck you, Sainsbury's. Really? Yeah. Sainsbury's, they've stopped stocking my yogurts. They're like low fat, low carb, still taste vaguely blueberry-ish. Can only get them in Sainsbury's, so it's really annoying. You know, it happens to me all the time. I decide I like something and they just clear their shelves. So yeah, it is. Fuck you, Sainsbury's, and your unexpected items in the baggage area. God, sorry. You're on the phone and I'm just wittering on at you about yogurts and nonsense. I'm really, really sorry. It's not nonsense to me, of course. I spend my life thinking I'm insignificant and my needs just aren't important. Oh my God, that is so inappropriate. I am so sorry. I'm such an oversharer. I think it's because I was abandoned when I was like 2 hours old. Yeah. Yeah. I have often wondered what I did in those 3,700 seconds that made them want to throw me away. But it must have been pretty bad because they found me in the sea lion chum bucket outside Chester Zoo. That's not a baby you love, is it? Oh my God, I've done it again. I really am that colleague nobody wants to get in the lift with, aren't I? Don't answer that. It's fine. So they don't have my yogurts, I'll just get sausages instead.
You have some friends, do you? Yeah? Well, I have some too. Yes, I do. One of them was named Brady. Yeah, Brady was my friend. From Mobile, Alabama. Oh, yeah. Brady and I were a lot alike. We were drafted at about the same time. Came from the same kind of family. Yeah, good people. So when we were both getting ready to come home at about the same time, about a month before we were supposed to get out, Brady got wounded. And when he was leaving the hospital, this is already in California, he called up his parents and asked them if they would mind if he brought home a friend with him. Must have met him in the hospital or something, I don't know. So his mother said fine. Then Brady told her, well, this fella is probably going to need a little help as he's not getting around very well yet. So his mother asked him, well, what's wrong with him? And Brady said, well, he's missing an arm and a leg. So he's probably going to need a little help. And then his mother just lost it. I mean, she couldn't handle it at all. So she put his father on the phone, and his father really gave it to him. How could you do something like this to us? Don't you know how much we've been looking forward to this? How can you ruin everything for us? So Brady apologized. And after he got off the phone, he went and checked himself into a Holiday Inn, and he hung himself in the bathroom. They shipped the body to Mobile. You know, I've always tried to picture the expression on his parents' faces when they went to the airport to pick up Brady. The expression on their faces when they saw their little soldier boy missing an arm and a leg. Yeah. So I don't go along anymore. I don't join up with any of that stuff anymore. And you could take your social responsibility and your traditional values and you could shove them up your ass. And I got this way by not giving a damn about stuff that's not worth giving a damn about. And if that's too much for you to handle, yeah, well, that's your problem, not mine.
Does it bother me? Nah. Mind you, there are some people who have a chip on my shoulder. Well, as someone who is in a minority, a small minority, literally, I'm open to rudeness, abuse and piss take. Hey, Titch, what's the weather like down there? Hey, mate, do you have to stand on a box? Yeah. You should give up smoking, pet. Stunts your growth. Excuse me, are the rest of your family small? I'm having a pint. I guess you want a half. Oh. Yeah, no. I've learnt to live with it. Mind you, every now and then someone comes up with a really good one. A good, witty and clever joke. Oh, I don't mind that. Actually, I am thinking there is something that bothers me. But it doesn't really bother me. I just don't understand it. Well, as a heterosexual man, there's a word I haven't heard for a long time. When a woman is asked, what do you look for in a man? You know, who is your ideal man? 9 times out of 10, they start by saying, well, I'd like him to have a sense of humour. You know, I want someone who can make me laugh. Oh, that's fantastic. Great. And then, well, the next one is usually, but he must be tall. You see, what I don't understand is that they're prepared to pass on the opportunity to possibly meet the man of their dreams, a soulmate, a man who will love and care for them for the rest of their lives, just because he must be tall.
Ask me, not if God exists, but why he's such a prick. Even the greatest of fools cannot deny the existence of evil. We dwell in its shadow every day. The best of us rise above it, the worst of us swallow it whole, but we, all of us, wade hip deep through it. Every moment of our lives. Curses and blessings fall on the just and cruel alike. For every prayer heeded, 10,000 go unanswered, and saints suffer. Alongside the sinners pray for monsters spat straight from the belly of hell. But if there is a hell, mustn't there also be a heaven? And if there is a heaven, then can't we ask it why? Because if the Almighty is willing to put an end to all this wickedness, but somehow unable to do so, then he is not as almighty as the priest would have you believe. If he's both willing and able to put paid to it all, then how can this evil exist in the first place? And if he's neither willing nor able to lay it to rest, then he's no god at all. The only remaining possibility is that he can stop it. He just chooses not to. The children, snatched from parents' arms, the endless plains of unmarked graves, the deathless dead that hunt us in the light of a blackened sun. We are prey now, mon ami, we are food, and he never lifted a fucking finger to stop it. He could have. He just didn't. Do you ever wonder what we did to make him hate us so?
You have no idea what's going on, do you? Like everyone else, you live your pointless lives, your eyes closed to the evils of the world, staring blankly at your stupid screens. What a waste of a life. A life you no longer deserve to have. Once you focused on what united you. You focused on your common goals and you celebrated your differences. You all moved forward together as one. But now your morality has gone. But now you and your herd focus on what divides you. You bicker like children over the least important, inconsequential things. You celebrate the worst of you while you denigrate the best of you. And that is why we will win. And that is why you are all doomed. There was a time when you forced us to hide in the shadows. Now we walk amongst you, we hide in plain sight. We're here to reclaim our place in the world again. Your time is over, and soon the rest of you will either join us willingly, as I hope many of you will, or you will perish. This is not a threat. It's not a warning. This is simply what will be.
It's Father's Day today, Father's Sunday. I've been waiting all day for my three sons to turn up with presents and cards. They haven't arrived yet, but they should do pretty soon. It's getting late after all. Still, it's been quite a good day, I suppose. Did I hear a knock? Was that a knock? I'll beg and see. They've arrived. I'm making a fuss about nothing. Hello? What? You're hiding? Gonna jump out and surprise me, are you? Paul? Dave? Pete? Perhaps not. Must have been the wind.
But still it happened. Monday the 8th of March 2021 at exactly 13 minutes past 6. I remember it like it was yesterday. And, well, Gary's not been the same since it happened. I came home from work to find him sitting there with a picture of our Alex with Peter Schmeichel, and when he were mascot for his birthday. Happy memories. Meeting your heroes. And Man U won 3-0. I don't know who was happiest, Alex or Gary. Our Alex had been quite all day. I thought it was because I told him he couldn't have his favourite Aunt Bessie's pudding after tea. Mum, Dad, there's something I need to tell you both. I know it's going to cause hassle and you're not going to like it, but I can't keep it in any longer. Well, he had our attention then. Gary even put his newspaper down. But my motherly instinct kicked in straight away. Alex, love, you can tell us anything. Whatever it is, we'll get through it together. Won't we, Gary? Alex took a deep breath, did a bit of a sigh and just came right out with it. Mum, Dad, I want to start supporting Man City. All my friends are doing it and I'm joining them. Alex looked down into his dinner. I dropped my fork and Gary made a sort of a choking noise. But I stepped in as the voice of reason. Alex, love, we christened you Alex Cantona Schmeichel Ferdinand Giggs Robson Ibbotson for a reason. I've just spent £50 a roll on Manchester United wallpaper for your bedroom. Gary jumped up. I thought he were going to shout, but he was just broken. Alex came home yesterday in a Man City training top and I think it's just pushed Gary right over the edge. I need to find a way to build bridges, to make us a family again. But before I do, I've got to pluck up courage to tell Gary that on a personal level, I've got quite a soft spot for Pep Guardiola.
Fine! You really want me to talk so bad? You want to know why I haven't said a thing for the past 20 minutes? Because I don't talk to racists. That's right, I said it. Racist, bigot, prejudiced person. Oh, come on, don't give me that look. What do you expect me to think? Here we are in customs, you standing over me with your 400 pounds, trying to intimidate me into what? Admitting that my elderly mother is a terrorist? Because she's on medication? How strange for an 80-year-old. Because she's the wrong race. You know what? If you ask me, she is the wrong race. Wrong race, wrong gender, wrong age, wrong career, wrong everything. Because people like you love to make life difficult for people like us. I mean, I can't even imagine what you think my mother has done that makes you hold my entire family in custody for hours. I'm done talking to you, sir. I have nothing else to say.
I changed the embankment, and just before I got to Liverpool Street, the train pulled to a halt. I mean, there's nothing strange about that. It's always stopping. Only it didn't move for like 10 minutes. People started grumbling and sighing, and then the lights went out. And at first there was that titter of laughter, you know, like what next, and then more sighing, and then eventually there was just silence. And in the dark, I started getting these, like these flashes, you know, like like flashes of being trapped and the tunnels collapsing in and rubble dropping down, and it felt like the oxygen was getting less, and it felt like I was getting cramped, and I started to begin panicking, and then we started reversing backwards. It was when we got out that we heard a bomb had gone off near Aldgate East, and 3 more across London. But, you know, with everyone else there was this sense of defiance, you know, or of just not being afraid, and this total unity in not being afraid. But the problem was I was afraid, just of something completely different to everybody else. And the dreams at first, they were of roofs and of ceilings and then of planes, and then, well, you know what? And who knows why? Yeah, maybe because everything else felt irrational, like freak occurrences. And I know satellites must seem, to normal people, must seem so irrational. Maybe I just needed something that was always up there, something that could come crashing down at any moment, just to justify the way I was feeling.
Have you started filming? No, please don't start. Can you rewind it? Okay. Alright. Can I stand? No? Alright, let's sit. You're actually gonna cut this part out, okay? Okay. Start now. Hello, everybody. My name is Alice, and I write untraditional children's stories. I have written 7 books. There's no God I can prove it. One of them. And waking up really sucks. Grandma's gonna die soon, but that's okay. Mom died like all the time, and I'm thinking. Okay, well, there's 3 more. And, you know, I try to teach kids that you're probably not going to get everything you want growing up, and that's okay, because society has brainwashed you into thinking that you probably wanted something you didn't want in the first place. Ooh, do I want children? Well, you see, I like to think of my stories like my children, you know, ones that you can legally feel love after they've been published. Usually, I think before I speak, but lately I've been speaking and then thinking, and I'm kind of just like, oh my god, Alice, how the fuck did you just say that? And I'm like, oh my god. I'm so sorry. I don't usually swear. Can you cut that out? Okay, thank you. Do I actually think there's no God? I don't think that's gonna help me get dates.
Linda, turn that music down. I know you like to play it when you write poetry, I know, but please lower it, because it's making me see the white light. All right? Thank you. That's better. That's better now. I might be old, but I still have my hearing. Don't ask me why. Everything else seems to have gone. I could have done without the hearing at this point, especially in a house full of women, including that evil cat too. Bastard of a cat. Every time I make eye contact with that ferocious animal, she jumps up and claws my balls, each and every time. Ridiculous. Nobody would believe. Nobody. Wonder why I walk funny. But no, we still keep the cat because Telly loves her. If my balls still work, that cat would be out, and that's the truth of it. Out. It doesn't matter with dead balls. She can claw all day long. It won't affect my libido, not one bit. It hurts to piss, but that's about it. I can take it. Old school, baby. Not like these fellas today. I can't make heads or tails out of some of them. With their hair parted to the side now, flapping in the wind like they're some kind of Vogue model. What's happening to men these days? Getting prettier than women? What's next, makeup? The day I see young men starting to wear blush and eyeliner, I'm checking out. What the hell am I talking about? I'm actually talking about... Oh, what's the point? This is what happens when you get old. You talk about cats clawing your balls and boy makeup. There's nothing else interesting going on around here. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
What you wanna be, float your mind and listen to the beat, rockin' to the levels, you're so fortunate free.
Okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and thanks to our awesome actors for those performances. Sorry, I'm still laughing at the clawed up old man balls. Far out. Okay, so what we're doing now is voting. I'm just making a change to the description of the video here on YouTube, and you should now see the voting form. I'll just check while I'm talking that I've done that properly. And so what you can do is, if you would like to vote, you have to select your 2 favorite performances from the show, and you've got 48 hours to do so. After 48 hours, the voting closes. We will be announcing the winners from this category. It is the top 3 from the judges' choice for every one of our 5 shows, and then the top 3 viewer favourites across the 5 main professional category series. These 18 performers will all be going through to the global finals, the best of the best for World Monologue Games 2022. That's going to be announced this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Sydney time, or AEDT, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So yeah, thanks heaps for tuning in and watching. A massive congratulations to all of the performers in the main pro category. There was some amazing stuff in that. Very difficult choice for the judges. And if you would like to get involved with World Monologue Games, there's a few ways you can do that. We have World Monologue Games itself. You can register now for next year. We have a film festival, World Monologue Film Festival, and we have just 4 more days to register for Last Man Standing, which is our acting challenge, where you get a script at midnight, Sydney time, every day from the 1st of November onwards, and you have 24 hours to learn, film, and submit that script. If you make it through the day, you have to do it again next day, and we just keep going and going and going until everybody's knocked out except one person. And if you make it through to December, we go to sudden death mode, where we get really hardcore with like tougher scripts and judges and Squid Game stuff going on, that kind of thing. So that's going to be a whole ton of fun. So if you're keen for a challenge, you have 4 more days to sign up. You should be able to see links to all of these things in the description of this video. If you're watching live, do please refresh the screen so that you can see the link to the voting form. Otherwise, that's about it. We have 2 more weeks of the regionals. We have the Tigers next week, the under 12 performers, and we have the youth performers, the teen performers, in 2 weeks' time. So I will see you again soon at either the results or the next shows for World Monologue Games. Have a good one.